How often do you boys think about the Roman Empire? You're the worst kind of right, technically right.
Mari Karambu Weebs, my name is Cole, his name is Mike, his name is Jay, we like anime, and this is episode 101 of the Anime Protagonist podcast. And on this week's episode, we're gonna do a little bit of a catch-up. I just want to see what my boys are up to, you know? What we're watching, what we're reading, what we're playing. It'll be a good time. It's not
Hanging
that
loose.
Hanging loose, long, loose, and full of juice. Full of Pessy in Mike's case.
Yeah, nice big can of the real deal Pessy here. It's very
Pessy?
nice. It's
How
very
describe
spicy.
its flavor?
It's, spicy, sweet, and delicious.
Jay,
Tastes like
what
caramel.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking a very tall glass.
Where's your bottle of red drink?
Yeah, you usually have like a little plastic bottle of some sort of like colored liquid, and it's never like just a normal colored liquid.
I mean, we've never really delved into it, but I normally drink Kool-Aid on the podcast, but I didn't bring a bottle of Kool-Aid with me for this first half. Maybe the second half. Stay tuned.
This just in. Jay literally drinks the Kool-Aid.
Jay drinks the Kool-Aid, and stay tuned for half number 2, where we'll find out if Jay gets his Kool-Aid.
I'm betting
twist,
it's red.
Plot twist, the Kool-Aid man that jumps through the window or through the wall and shouts, "Oh yeah, that's me."
Mm-hmm.
It was Jay all along.
It was me all
to the
along.
window, to the wall, so the sweat drops down your
Kool-Aid
tank. Yeah. Yeah, Jay would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for
you meddling kids and you dumb dog.
Yeah, and
kids.
I feel like we should address it too. Cole, you're two things. You're suited up. You're wearing your poppy. You look like you're on like a sports news broadcaster. What's going on with that?
Honestly, nothing.
Just
did you
felt like it, or you just got home from work?
I wore it to work, and then I got sucked into Farmville.
Of course,
Farm Simulator.
Farm Simulator,
and I didn't change, and here I am. But yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I do feel now like I'm on like TSN.
You look like you're reporting like the news a little bit, which is fitting because you're reporting the news and what's going on in your life. So,
yeah, just in. Jay is drinking the Kool-Aid.
Imagine if we actually like thought of doing the news.
I also can't help but notice that we have glorious little mustaches.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. That's a nice segue. I was going to mention it later, but if you feel so inclined, dear listener, we are raising money for Movember, which means we grow our mustaches, all for a good cause. It's for men's mental health, physical health. Cancer research. It's all going to a good cause. Jay, make sure you put a link in the description to our Movember page.
Oh yeah,
I will. So that people can donate.
Actually, I'll take the note down right now.
Yeah. So we appreciate it. It's to a good cause. So watch as our mustaches grow greasier and greasier as the month goes on.
Greasy. You know what? Comment down below who has the greasiest stash of us all.
At this point.
And then keep us updated.
I feel like this isn't fair because I had to restart from 0 and then go back to the beginning.
Yeah, Mike has to like keep a clean shaven face. Good thing you're allowed to have a mustache.
Yes, for wearing my respirator at work, I cannot have hair below here.
Can you do that again?
It's right there, the lips.
Is this where I bring this back?
I forgot about Jay's sad face.
For audio only people, take your thumb, whichever thumb you want, put it in between your eyebrows and pull up. And then look at yourself in the mirror.
Middle thumb. I did that to Shazana after you showed me that. After we all died laughing looking at it, and then she was like, "What's so funny about that?"
Oh,
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
what a coward.
Of course.
Oh.
1 second.
Oh, someone's at the door.
Someone's at the door. So for a little bit of a backstory, whenever I hung out with my cousins when I was a kid, they would always like come up to me and just like do this. So like I started.
They were so happy to see you.
Yeah,
they had to hide
we were kind of like all in that same age group. Like one of them is 2 years older than me, another one's 6 years older than me. And then
that's not in the same age group at all. Like that's quite a big age gap between you and the oldest one there.
The oldest one is
6
8
years.
The oldest one is 8 years older than me.
Yeah, 8 years. That's
yeah.
I had some cousins. One cousin was between me and my brother, Cody Bott.
Mm-hmm.
And then another cousin was just a little bit younger than us.
I'm the baby, so yeah.
I was the eldest. I was the oldest cousin out of all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was the baby, but my cousin recently had their own second child.
Well, congratulations to them and their second child.
Yeah.
What would possibly possess them to have a second child?
I don't know, because that first one is a nightmare.
Oh no! I hope they don't listen to this.
They might, and I'm joking.
This is a segue. This is a segue. I went to work on Halloween, which was Tuesday.
I also worked on Halloween. Did you get to wear costumes to work?
Yes.
Yeah.
So all week leading up to Halloween, we were talking about like how everybody was going to wear a costume. And everybody's like, I'm wearing this. And I'm like, okay, I'm not telling anyone what I'm wearing.
Right.
It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Because I got my big Darth Vader costume that I built myself.
Right.
So I go into work on Tuesday, Halloween morning, and I put on my costume. I'm ready to go. I'm like, okay, it's cool, but you don't want to like stand out, but everybody's in costume, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, guess who wasn't wearing costumes?
Everybody else.
Everyone. I was literally the only one.
That's hilarious.
It's a classic scenario.
It wasn't hilarious. It was honestly like
very
probably
embarrassing.
the most. Yes, very embarrassing, and the most upset I went home and changed. I didn't even wear it. Yeah, I was like devastated. But that brings me to the topic I'd like to discuss with you boys. What was well, I have a macro question and a micro question.
Okay.
The macro question would be, what was your least favorite job? Let's get complainy here, boys.
Oh,
let's get complainy.
Least favorite job I've had to work.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then what was your least favorite moment at a job? I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, honestly, you go to Costco. You go to Costco and there's the people handing out samples.
Oh yeah, the free sample people. Yeah.
Yeah. I was that for about a month and a half.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful job. If you want to stand like for 8 hours straight with like a half-hour break, do that. I'm not sure why you would. Like, what masochist would like choose to do that? But
well, there's people who work jobs where like you can't sit basically the whole time.
Well, sure, that's one thing, but like it's not like a high-paying job.
No.
And the other thing is you're expected to like sell the product. So they keep track of it. So like I would get talked to like, well, you didn't push the I don't know, pretzel chips enough.
Yeah.
It's like,
did you have a quota you had to meet, or was it just kind of like
it wasn't necessarily a quota, but like they kept track, so like you'd get pulled aside and
because it's a pretty busy place, right? Like
sure.
And I was surprised to find out that those sample people don't work for Costco. They're
contracted out.
They're like they're independent contractors or whatever, which is basically just a way to like treat them crappier.
Exactly. Yeah. Costco doesn't have to give benefits or anything like that to their sample people.
I remember watching a YouTube video talking about like speaking of Costco, talking about like different foods that like would actually be worth your while, and apparently the Costco hot dog is actually like a good price for what you're getting.
Yeah, the Costco hot dog is absurd.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
it's $1.50.
Like
it's $1.50.
It's like the best possible thing you could get from like anywhere, including like fast food chains and anything like that.
Probably. I mean, okay. Let me explain it to you in a term that even someone with a pea brain like yourself could understand, Jay.
Yeah.
It's $1.50.
Okay,
I want a hot dog.
I want you yourself for $1.50 literally anywhere else.
I want you guys to understand. I don't have a Costco membership, so like I don't actually know.
You don't actually need a Costco membership to go to the cafeteria anymore.
Really?
Up here, anyway. Yeah,
that is true.
You can pass through and just. I think you're only allowed to go to the cafeteria.
I know for sure the pharmacy that's true. I didn't know about the.
I think that's the case for the States as well. But like, I feel like for at least a lot of people, maybe some will do it. But like, when you go to Costco and you go to like the cafeteria, you want to go in and like go into the whole thing. You don't want to be restricted.
Oh, Jay, I'm bringing you a Costco dog next time we hang out. We're having Costco dogs for supper when we force you to watch the Attack on Titan season finale.
Which came out last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Costco hot dog and Costco poutine.
Oh, yeah. Like, I know poutine gets crapped on a lot everywhere else, but Costco poutine is like as good of a poutine really as you're going to get in fast food.
I don't think I've had a poutine from Costco. Like, I've had poutines before.
Add it to the list. Hot dog
obviously.
Poutine.
But like, I think the only thing I've ever had from Costco, aside from like that one time that you got pizza, Mike, from Costco.
Oh yeah.
Is their chicken fingers.
The chicken fingers are good. They're standard chicken fingers.
They're the standard fare, which is kind of why I've never gone back, because I was like, well, I can get this pretty much anywhere else, so why?
Yeah, we should specify, like, it's not like the hot dog is like
God tier, no.
Anything special?
Yeah.
I take offense to that. I think it's a really good hot dog, actually.
It's a good hot dog.
For the amount of money you're paying, it's
$1.50.
Yeah.
And you get a drink for $1.50 too. It includes a drink.
Refillable fountain drink. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a little absurd.
Listen, I'm a little biased here. I pretty much like everything in my house and my life is all Costco purchased.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you're not wearing your Kirkland sweater.
I should go put it on, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, your wife works at a Costco, right?
Whoa, doxing.
Whoa. Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of Costco.
Thousands of Costco.
Yeah.
The views of the AniPro podcast do not reflect the Costco Wholesale Incorporated.
We're not sponsored.
Good job.
Yes, we're not sponsored.
That's what we could say.
By Costco.
Costco doesn't sponsor anything either, though. So that's they're like such a crazy business, though. Like they basically make like minimal. What do you call it? Where like the markups on there, the max markups, like I think it's like 15% or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like if you buy something there, it costs them. If you buy it for $1, it costs them
sense.
like. Or if you buy it for $1.15, it costs them $1.
Right, but you have to pay to get in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
they make the majority of their money from the memberships.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's basically a subscription service.
Yeah.
It's kinda cool.
Imagine paying for a Costco membership and not shopping there.
What were we talking about though? Worst jobs. Speaking of, Costco seems like a pretty good job from what I've seen, by the way.
Costco itself looks like a pretty good job.
Yes.
I enjoy Costco. I also hate Costco. I hate going in there.
Well, I think that's just the social anxiety side of you.
It's just so busy in there, and you got to wait in the line.
Yeah.
But now they have self checkout, which is nice.
The lines aren't that bad since the whole pandemic thing ended too. Unless you're going on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah.
You can go during the week. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were we talking about?
Worst jobs
and also worst memories from those jobs.
Worst memories.
Job. Yeah.
Probably. I've had a few jobs in my day because I'm old. Okay. And probably my worst one. Here's the thing: is I don't really hate any job I've had. I'm pretty like I like to work, and it's like a cross that I must bear as me as a person.
As a functioning human in our society, you must bear the burden of having to work.
We live in a society.
Yeah.
Yes, we do live in a society. And probably my worst job was I worked as like a night manager at like a pizza. I was a night and a morning. I was basically just a manager at like a pizza place, which is why when we were doing the pizza call center thing, it was kind of funny to me because like it was literally getting like flashbacks back to my days of like answering the phone and stuff.
You got the PTSD.
Yeah, but like luckily the place I worked at was like a fairly big chain. So like I never actually had to take an order over the phone. Unless it was, people would like call in. People would order, if it was an order over, I think it was like $150, they would have to call the store to confirm that we would take it or something. And that's probably my worst job. Just because I remember a couple times working until like, here's a really relevant memory for this episode, actually. I remember working so the closing shift started at either 4 or 5. And on a weekend, you'd be open till 3.
Yeah.
And I remember one of these weekends that I worked was the time change weekend.
Oh.
So just picture this. You're working. You're tired. It's 3 a.m. You've been slinging pies. You're all sweaty and greasy. You're covered in sauce. And then you look up at the clock and it moves back an hour. You got 1 more hour to go now. And it's like, I should be leaving now, but now I've just gone back in time and I have to do 1 more hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing can pay you enough for that tragedy, honestly.
Well, did you get the extra hour pay?
Yeah, I think I got like an hour of overtime, but that's literally that's nothing. That's it's like
That's like a drop in the bucket at that point.
that just goes to the tax man.
Yeah.
Mike, that should be your favorite job that you've worked at, because we got to hang out all the time at your job.
That is true. It was pretty slack. It was like my college job for the listeners. Like I was in university when this was happening, and I got so much free pizza too. It was insane. I was like,
I got so much free pizza.
I was everybody's pizza plug, and like I could get pizzas for like I could get you an extra large pizza for like $7 was the staff discount, which is up here normally an extra large pizza is like at least $20.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I got so much. Like,
I actually gained so much weight from that job, honestly.
My recycling bin at my apartment, which was very close to the pizza place, was just like all pizza boxes, all those red pizza boxes, just like piled on top of themselves. It was a little sad.
It was honestly like kind of a problem, but like it was a good hookup to have, I think, for people. And everybody likes the guy who brings free pizza too, so that's just a good life skill. Yeah.
Everyone likes the guy with free hookups. It doesn't necessarily need to be pizza even.
You know what?
Like,
there is something to be said about just having a guy for things.
Yeah,
honestly.
like I had a friend of the podcast, Zero's producer son, text me yesterday to buy me Pokemon card, or to buy him Pokemon cards. And so like
I've never thought to use that hookup before.
Jay, you're right.
Yeah, so like he's like, I'll give you money. Pokemon cards
like
are on
Pokemon
sale.
cards.
So I was like, yeah, sure. I'll also add my discount on top of it.
Oh, you get a discount on top of the sale?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We will talk, my friend.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation off air.
I'm surprised it took this long, honestly.
Shazana is going to like corner you and require purchases.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I don't think I can make that Attack on Titan hangout anymore.
Yeah,
you gotta.
I got a doctor's appointment at the dentist office.
Yeah,
Nug Deep has been like big into the Pokemon cards recently. I'm gonna.
He goes through phases actually. Like
we all do.
He likes doing the thing where
you.
He likes going through and like completing a full master set of certain sets that come out, which is like so ridiculously expensive. I just don't know how like he can financially recover from it. But
hey, man, those cards, that's his retirement.
Cardboard gold, man.
Yeah.
Cole, don't you have like 2 Shining Mew cards that were basically
3? Get it right, 3.
I have 3 of them.
They're
not as much as they were, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think they're like down to like $70 a card or something. I mean, that was the last time I looked.
They can't fund your trip to Japan anymore, right?
Not anymore.
That's what you're saying. Yeah,
but I've already gone. So
well, you could go.
Now, Jay, are you tiptoeing around answering the question?
No, honestly, just like just keeping this discussion going. But for a job I didn't like, running with the idea of a pizza place. It wasn't really my first job. It was like my first like out of school job, because I had a job working as a scorekeeper for basketball and also volleyball at my school. But after that, I got a job at a pizza place that was a bit more like, it's a bit more local. It wasn't like a chain. But I got a job there. I was working as a dishwasher in the back, and like the people who trained me there did not train me well. So like I would always get in trouble for not doing my job properly.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't trained properly. So like I ended up losing the job because I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, you got brutal. Let go of a dishwashing job?
Yeah, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No,
that's brutal. But yeah, like you said, like they didn't train you right, and then it's crappy that like they let you go for that basically.
Yeah, and I mean like because it was like my first-ish job, like I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know like this wasn't the right way to be trained or anything. I know that now retrospectively, but like back in the day, I was just like, Oh.
I'm assuming you were pretty young at the time too. So like that's like
yeah. I was like,
how old were you when you guys got your first jobs?
Oh, this is when I started driving, and I had to get a job so that I could drive and get a cell phone.
Yeah.
So I was 16.
You needed a license to be able to get a job because you lived out of town too.
Yeah.
It's cyclical. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I was 16.
Like I lived like 30 kilometers, 10 miles ish out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was probably breaking child labor laws. So I got my first job when I was 12, I think.
See, I can kind of relate to that. My aunt also owned a pizza place. That was a different pizza place.
And I would sometimes runs on pizza.
Hey, yeah, who doesn't like pizza?
Yeah. And so I would often go there and help out, and my aunt would like slip me money under the table and just be like, "Yeah, you can help out." And I was like 11 or 12 at the time.
Yeah, I mean,
so like, it wasn't a job, but it was a job. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I cut people's grass and stuff like that around my house, and like that was, I guess, a job, but not really.
Like there's like that classic paperboy route and like those things that like kids did.
Yeah,
but like that's not really a thing anymore.
I was a dishwasher, and the dishwasher at the job I worked at also made the pizzas. So I also made pizza.
There you go. That works. We're all pizza boys. We'll be the Annie Pizza podcast next week.
Yeah, the Annie Pizza podcast. Yeah.
You're giving me ideas. You're giving me ideas. I'll talk about it off air.
He'll forget about it by the time we go off air.
No. I'm adding it to the list of notes that I wrote down. Keep going.
Oh, now he will remember.
Jay's keeping notes.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my notes from this week. What is your favorite pizza?
Probably pepperoni mushroom.
Yeah.
Just like a deluxe pizza of any kind is kind of where I go.
Deluxe pizza, I think.
I know, Cole, you're kind of united on this. Like, there has to be like a meat to vegetable ratio. You can't have all meat, no veg.
I'd say 2-to-1. 2-to-1 is the veggie to meat ratio.
Two veg, one meat.
Yeah. I'd say like, veggies are probably more important on a pizza than meat. Like you need the meat, but like personally, if I were to have like a meat lover's pizza, it would kind of be a bit too overwhelming. Whereas you kind of need that veg.
I like it, but I don't think I'd ever order it. Is kind of what I would say.
Yeah, I like it. I'll have like a slice or two of it, but I think like given the choice between like a meat lover's and a vegetarian pizza,
I'd go the vegetarian.
I'd probably take the vegetarian.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I might go with a meat lover's actually, which is kind of weird. I wouldn't have thought that about myself, but now that if I'm picturing they're both in front of me, I might grab the meat lovers just because it's gonna taste better.
Mike,
usually the veggie pizzas are like kind of soggy, and I don't like that.
They get soggy. Yeah. I get that.
Honestly, Mike, that means that we can hang out and both order pizza and have pizza to ourselves. You can have the meat lovers, I can have the veggie. Yeah, works out. Yeah.
I can have the crusts.
Yes, you can have our leftover crusts dipped in marinara. And another job that I hate, I just remember, I forgot I even did this job actually, is this is probably actually my worst job, is I was like a grocery store clerk. And it was a small town grocery store, so you had to like help the customers as well as stock shelves, as well as mop and clean up.
It was basically like the odd jobs kind of job. Like you basically did whatever they needed you for.
They have 2 people working. You're one of those 2 people. You have to do everything.
Yeah.
And I just customer service is just not my bag, baby. I don't like it at all.
I forgot. I also worked at the competing grocery store
at the same time, and they had to fight.
No, we didn't have to fight, but I had to fight for my goddamn life at that grocery store. I ended up quitting because I could see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
But they were like basically threatening to fire me because I wasn't moving fast enough. Like I wasn't restocking these veggies with enough vigor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean by watching you walk around. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I'm a, hey.
No, I'm just kidding.
What do you want me to do? Like run back and forth between the veggie stock and the back?
This is the disadvantage of like rural and like small local things is like the owner's opinion of you can like make or break you, and it sucks, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I remember I worked at a place where the owner changed, and like when the owner changed, like management literally came up to me and everyone else on staff and was like, just so you know, we're leaving because there's going to be a new owner and we don't want to work under this guy. So just a heads up, you might want to like consider
that's not great.
Else. Yeah.
Well, any moments in jobs that got to you?
I have one.
Okay.
And I mentioned a little while ago that I worked at my school doing scorekeeping for basketball and volleyball. So there were kind of two, but the first one is like I would do it with a friend of mine, and we'd always be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do it because it's fun
nice.
And we get to
you guys are gonna do it."
We get to hang out and just chill while watching a sports game. So I mean, like, hey, where's the downside?
Ball.
Yeah. So like one time I went and my friend bailed on me. So I was alone having to do this, and it was much less fun because there was no one there to talk to. So I hated that. And then the other one is just like keeping score sometimes. Like if you're distracted in any way and then someone scores and you're like, oh crap, what was the score again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You add the score to the wrong team or something.
The system that they had at the time was like ancient, like from like the dawn of the dinosaur age.
Yeah, like early 1990s.
Like
dinosaurs.
Probably.
That hurt.
Don't worry, hurt me too.
I remember.
Yeah,
I would never go to sports, like high school sports games, but I went to one, and I was doing the same thing because
you got a credit for doing it or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I was doing something, and I'll never forget it. The one game I went to, somebody did like a full court buzzer beater.
That's crazy.
Just hucked it across the gym and like drained it.
That's awesome.
It was the sickest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And of course, like at the time, nobody's recording, right? It was nuts. He was like underneath the other basket, and he just like hucked it up.
That's crazy. And like it's just like if you throw it up, that's why they always throw it up at like the end of the half in basketball, because like it's a 1 in a million shot, but 1 in a million is not zero, right?
Yeah, you miss every shot you don't take.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Gretzky, yeah. I have one last thing I just want to say before we move on.
Hit me with it. It's time for the mailbag.
It's time for the mailbag. You heard the drop. If you are interested in sending us...
Can you play it again? I didn't hear it.
No. If you're interested in sending us any mailbag, you can send it to us on our Discord or on our website, AniProPod.com/mailbag. This one is a patron priority mailbag. Wee woo. From Super Mexi. If you could only watch one anime for the rest of your life, which one you choosing? Jay.
I'd say Gintama, because like I've said in the past, it's anime Simpsons, and like
there's a lot of meat on them bones too.
Yeah. Like if you want the drama, it's there. If you want the comedy, it's there. If you want the like sci-fi fun, it's there. If you want the historical samurai stuff, that's there too. Like it's covering all the bases. You got everything.
What about like a main character with blue hair and a sword?
You got that. You got that.
What about like a waifu with red hair who's kind of a tsundere?
You got that.
Who's like the best girl. Yeah.
What about like a mecha robot?
Yep.
Okay.
You got that.
Does it have
What about an English dub of the complete series?
You have an English dub of the complete season 3.
One of the most confusing, you've just reminded me of this. That is one of the most confusing things to me. Why just the season 3?
I think at the time, that's what Funimation got a hold of, so they were able to do that. But
hey, boss, we got the rights to season 3. Let's dub it.
Okay, so we're gonna continue after this? No,
we could only get season 3.
We're gonna go back and like redub season 1 and 2, right?
At the time, season 3 was the most recent one.
Yeah, that's just funny to me. That's all.
Gintama, like, there isn't really much of a story that, like, if you were to watch from season 3, you'd be like, oh, I feel like I'm missing stuff.
Yeah,
that's true. I think like the first season was pretty like
episodic. Like you said, it's anime Simpsons, right? Like you're not. Yeah. If you don't, unless the only thing you're missing by not starting at the beginning with Simpsons is the good Simpsons.
Yeah. Start on like season 3 of The Simpsons. And then you're good. Yeah.
Gintama's a good choice though.
Yeah. No, Gintama's good. Gintama, I should elaborate. Gintama does have like a main plot, but like it's so stretched thin that like you're not going to really miss too much of it if you start from season 3.
Assuming that the plot becomes more relevant towards the end, because those are all like the ones that get super highly rated.
Yeah.
And the only people still watching at that point are the people who love Gintama, which is probably why they're so highly rated.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Okay, so it's what anime could I watch forever and ever? Amen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang, man. I'd probably go... I'm going to do a little bit of a cop-out answer here. I'm going to say One Piece would be a good choice for this. And the reason is obvious. Because it takes like... I've been watching One Piece for like
your
8
entire
years
life
now. Yeah. Essentially, my entire anime journey, I've been watching One Piece. I'm still not caught up. We're getting close. I'm almost on episode 1000 now.
Episode.
I don't know. I can't talk today. I mean, maybe I'm tired. I worked out right before this.
It's the pink. It's the baby blue sweater you're wearing.
Honestly, it's kind of hot.
It's the baby blue sweater and the mustache that's coming in.
The mustache is hampering my ability to speak. Maybe the Pepsi was just the Pepsi here is just a little too spicy.
It's a little too strong, I think.
A little too strong. There's too much sugar in there. I should have got a Coke Zero. What was I saying? One Piece. Oh yeah, we're almost caught up on episode 1000. So like realistically, if I had to restart One Piece at this point, I wouldn't be upset to restart it. And it's probably going to take me like another 10 years to get through it at this point. So... you can watch it once and subbed, then go back to dub, and then just keep flip-flopping.
And you also technically got all those movies to watch.
Yeah. There's like, I think 25 or 26 movies or something like that. And then specials, and oh man, it's deep. There's a lot to it. It's a girthy beast. And actually, I guess this is a good little point to... Or actually, I'll talk about it in the second half, because I've been watching One Piece, and I want to talk about it a little bit.
Okay. For me, like I think we all kind of came at this from the same point of view. Like you want longevity.
Yeah, you don't want a 12 episode. You don't want to watch Haruhi Suzumiya for the rest of your life.
I mean, I could. I enjoy Haruhi Suzumiya.
I'm just thinking the endless 8 is all.
Hey man, I mean, there's 8 episodes right there.
Yeah. Technically.
You could longevity is important. So I think that being said, I am going to pick One Piece so that I can not watch it out of pure spite.
So that you can quit anime forever.
Cool.
No,
that's his out. That's his out.
No, actually, there's a couple options here. I could go Attack on Titan.
I thought about it. I thought you'd
go with Attack on Titan, to be honest. But actually, I'm gonna go with the Monogatari series.
Ooh,
because there's
tasteful choice.
Yes, there's quite a bit of it. We got some good movies in there. I just love Monogatari. It's by Shaft. I think it's got the best, most consistently good from start to finish that I've watched. I'm sure Gintama's really good. I'm sure One Piece exists.
You got to factor in the rewatchability factor too, and I feel like Monogatari is rewatchable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and maybe I'll learn Japanese really, really quick, really fast.
Maybe
fast Japanese.
It'll probably improve your reading comprehension though.
Yeah, which is abysmal, very low.
I feel like the mailbag segment and stuff has I feel like the podcast has actually improved your reading ability a little bit. I noticed it last week when you were reading
all the questions
in the mailbag and stuff. I was like, hey, Cole's got that big brain this week.
I got the big wrinkly brain. Yeah. What do you guys think about anime studios? Do you like them?
They're quite good.
I don't. They suck. And it should all be smushed together into one American studio. Put in the giant American flag just waving in the background right now.
Yeah, with an Q eagle screech.
Yeah.
I don't have it on the soundboard.
Hold on, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so we're picking studios here for our mystery contest
right.
of feats of strength.
We did have
Jay
to
forgot
do
about
that.
his own tournament.
I forgot that we had to do that, apparently.
Write it on your little device there that you have so many notes on.
We have
my problem
a
is
tournament, apparently.
Yeah, my problem is that I've picked like my 2 favorite studios, so now I'm really struggling. But I've got it. I'm done. I've
got mine.
Mike, do you have yours?
I do have mine, yeah.
Okay.
So cool. Why don't you go first?
Okay, I would love to go first. I'm very happy to go first, and I'm going with Kyoto Animation.
Wonderful.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's who I'm going with. I mean,
Okay.
they've done some great work in the past, you know. Haruhi Suzumiya, Endless 8.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's it? That's
it.
not-
Yeah.
That's their peak. You
I
know?
mean, hey,
There's a
what
little
else do you need to be
anime
known
about
for?
a robotic preteen who writes letters.
she's not robotic.
Yeah, she is. She's basically made of metal, that woman.
Her arms are made of metal. That's it.
Yeah. Full
She's
Metal
got-
Alchemist.
She's got prosthetic arms.
with a typewriter. Yeah.
She's a robot.
I saw a cool thing about KyoAni today, actually.
Yeah.
Where them and Mappa are like 2 of the highest paying anime studios. And like,
Good.
And the KyoAni is like notorious for being like a
I've
good
heard
place
that
to work.
before.
Yeah.
Which is why the whole
situation
what
with
happened
them.
to them was even more tragic.
Yeah.
Like what's not to like about KyoAni? You know?
They're one of the most likable studios. You know
Yeah,
what is
they're
probably one of
S-tier.
the most good studios that probably people don't like is the other highest paid anime studio is going to be my nomination. Mappa. Studio Mappa.
I'm surprised it took you till week 3 to nominate Studio Mappa.
I don't know. I always forget about them, except they're always living. I don't know what it is. They just slept through my brain for a little bit.
They're there, but they're not there.
That I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Studio Mappa.
Studio Mappa.
Jay.
My pick for studio is a studio that I love. They've done a lot of great shows like Steins Gate, ReZero, and things like that. And it just like their catalog, honestly, kind of hits. I'm going with White Fox.
White Fox.
Yes.
Are you okay?
No. He was pausing for dramatic effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just drama, Michael.
Yeah, that's just
sorry. I forgot you were wearing your suit today. You're all ready to go.
that's just drama. You know, the thing that we are a part of, the dramatic theater.
What's going on?
I don't know.
I was hoping you would know.
We've got to deprogram Jay.
He wrote a note and then forgot how to be a human for a bit there.
Yeah. He uploaded some of his human.
That was a script that he had programmed, and
there's only so much room in his brain,
crosswires,
so
yeah.
he lost a part of it when something else. Never mind. Let's go to break. Welcome back to the Anime Protagonist Podcast. We are back. Jay is reading. Not anymore, though. I cut off his reading time.
get him.
Maybe we'll ask him about what he's reading in a minute or two
Maybe
here.
I'll talk about it.
Maybe he will talk about it.
Maybe.
And that's what we're...
Well, you know what? Maybe I will, Cole. Maybe I will.
Maybe I won't.
Oh.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll talk about like stuff we're watching, reading, playing.
Hey, that's a good idea, Jay. Let's catch up.
Yeah.
Listen, we've done a lot of reviews recently. We've answered a lot of questions. We've had a lot of fun on the podcast. But why don't we talk about ourselves a little bit? Jesus. Is Ray trying to fuse with you?
She will not get off me. She's just digging her claws in.
Let's kind of catch up a little bit, guys. There's been some
I
games
miss you
we've been
guys,
playing.
yeah.
Some games we're interested in, some anime that we're watching and we're interested in. manga.
I want to know, like, what's on your guys' minds? Like,
What's
it's been a
on
while.
your mind, Jay? What's on your mind?
What is on my mind? I have been reading quite a bit of manga lately. I've put light novels on hold. If you could see my pile of light novels in front of me right now, it is very, very tall.
Wait, why have you put light novels on hold? What's going on here?
What's going on? Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling a little bit of burnout from reading light novels right now. So
You're like the light novel guy.
I
Like,
know.
literally,
I'm like the
when
light
we were-
novel man. Like Joey's the anime man. I'm the light novel man.
Honestly, yeah. Like when we went to the bookstore recently,
Oh no.
the person,
remind me.
the chick that was talking to you there was like, "Oh, have you picked up all the light novels in the city yet?" And you were like, "Wow, almost."
Missing one
Not
or
quite.
two.
And like I literally would pick up light novels and show them to you on the shelf. You're like, "Yeah, I bought that months ago, you idiot."
Yeah, you stupid moron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you loser.
You
And then he would
ignoramus.
hit him, ladies and gentlemen. Jay would strike Michael.
He's
True.
quite violent. You should see
Yeah.
him behind the scenes.
He's a bit of a diva.
I am. I'm probably the biggest diva of them all. No, but so yeah, I went to our local library today and picked up a couple of manga.
And those manga are.
I picked up Alice in Borderland, which I just started, and I picked up the first 3 volumes. I have all 8 on hold, but they didn't come in, so I couldn't get them. I started reading Blade of the Immortal. Read the first omnibus volume. And then I also started 20th Century Boys, and that one's also really good.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
nice.
where do they have 20th Century Boys at the library?
They don't. I didn't pick it up
Okay,
there. Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say because I actually am also reading. I don't know if it's Blade of the Immortal or what's the other one.
Vagabond.
There's 2 that. There's Blade of the Immortal and Vagabond, and I always get them mixed up. Even though they're very different stories, but
They're
it's
very
just
different
kinda
stories, but they're both like very well known and respected samurai stories.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
which I'm reading that really good samurai manga. Oh, which one? And then there's like
Yeah.
those 2.
Then you gotta explain.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm an idiot.
Listen.
I don't know.
I read a bit of. I'm curious to know your thoughts on Alice in Borderland so far because I read I think the first 3 volumes of it, something like that.
Okay.
They're big volumes too.
Yeah, I think they're 2-in-1s. I think, if I were to guess, because like they're like the size of Monster, and I think Monster's also 2-in-1s.
It was, yeah.
So I think it's kind of the same idea. And I'm only like 3 chapters in at this point, so
okay.
I can't really
Pitch it to me.
I can't really go into too much detail, but like it kind
Pitch
of
it to me.
imagine Zom 100, but like imagine Zom 100, but like instead of zombies, it's a death game.
So
Yeah.
like not like Psalm 100.
It's more like basically
Okay.
like the world some kind of like event happens and there's like this like beings watching over Earth and they kind of turn into their like playground. And then like
Oh, I didn't know about the
basically
beings watching over Earth. Thanks, Mike.
it's not it's kind of like not really said, it's sort of implied because there's like lasers that shoot out of the sky and stuff and they don't really explain where they're from, I don't think. And like basically if everyone has like time on their clock and the only way you can get more time is by winning these games and the games are like deadly.
Okay.
And not like I don't mean like
So-
they're deadly like deadly sick.
Yeah,
I mean
no,
like they'll kill you.
They'll kill you. So the reason I said like Zom 100 is A, it's the same author, and B,
Okay.
Is it really? Oh, I didn't know
it's
that.
the same author. And B, the way it starts out is like the main character just like hates his life, hates his like time at school, and it like even says like I wish like there like a zombie apocalypse or killer virus would happen, so like I could just like get out of this.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
forgot about that part.
And then like he gets transported to this other world. His name's Arisu. Get it? It's an Alice in Wonderland reference. The whole thing is Alice in Wonderland. And like initially he goes like, "Oh, this is great. I don't have to go to school anymore." And then it turns out it's a death game. So
Oh darn.
yeah.
Oh darn it. Oh.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, don't you hate when you get transported to a quote unquote other world and then it turns out that it's actually a death game?
I don't think Cole would like this one though. Just based
I
on
don't
my reading
either.
of it. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like his cup of tea.
I'm enjoying it so far, but again, I'm like 2 chapters in, so like I can't really.
Now that you guys told me I won't like it,
Yeah, he's gonna read it out of spite.
I'm gonna read it.
Sure, go ahead.
That's pure spite.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I am
the whole thing.
spiteful.
We know.
Yeah, the whole thing is available at our local library. So if you ever want to check it out, you can for the low price of free and a library card.
And a library card. I don't even know where my library card is.
didn't
Mike,
know you
what are
had
you
one.
reading? What's on your mind in terms of literary literature?
You know, I haven't been reading. I don't read a ton of manga really. Probably the thing I do a lot of audiobooks though is one thing that I do. And the most recent thing this is going to be kind of a crazy one. I'm going to ask you guys a question that's been bouncing around TikTok for like
Please.
a while now.
I'm ready.
How often do you boys think about the Roman Empire?
All the time.
And like unironically, like actually answer the question.
No, all the time.
Actually answer it? I don't know, maybe like once a month, once every couple months.
Okay. I'm so glad because I said to Shazana after seeing this TikTok trend, yeah, probably like a couple times a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Like I would call that all the time. And
yeah, I mean,
every day.
yeah, like
that's I
every
wake up
day
thinking
seems
about
crazy. Every day seems crazy. But
Jay's cap.
Yeah, Jay's capping.
There's
no way.
If I were to be honest, never.
Never?
No,
okay,
no.
so Jay's the normal one of us apparently.
Okay.
But there's this TikTok trend going around of like people asking men, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And and the women would just be stunned because we think about the Roman Empire more than never. And I was like, I don't know. It's in like once you know about it, stuff involving the Romans,
know,
it's like everywhere, and it's so cool,
interesting
and
too.
interesting,
Yeah, like the whole like, like the Colosseum and like.
I'm sorry
Roman,
that I'm
like.
Our whole world is like built on the Roman Empire, for better or for
kind
worse,
of.
really. Like,
okay, I'm sorry for laughing, but like
No,
this
go
whole
ahead.
conversation is like the basis for the meme. Like just
Yeah,
being
it
like,
is.
No, it literally
we're
is.
so
Yeah.
we're so fascinated in it, and like I just find it funny that like we're proving it to be a real thing.
No,
right
I
here
mean, there's a
now.
reason why we think of it, because men's brains, they're ooga booga.
Yeah,
I
and
guess
there's
They
just
so.
make it
something-
look cool.
Yeah.
it's cool. They got the armor. You got Caesar, like literal Caesar. That's Roman Empire. Roads. That's Roman Empire, pretty much.
Aqueducts.
Aqueducts. Yeah, you ever look out how an aqueduct works? Friggin' cool, man.
The big temple in Rome with the circle on the top, the
Yeah.
Pantheon or
Yeah.
whatever it's called. Yeah.
Roman
cool.
concrete. We just figured out how it works recently.
Concrete
like-
was invented by the Romans, Jay. Hello.
I don't think about this stuff.
Oh,
The only time I've ever thought about the Roman Empire kind of was when I was playing Assassin's Creed 2 because it was set in Rome.
Well, there
Okay.
you go.
Okay, there you go. Did you ever
no,
play
it
God
was-
of War? God of War?
I played the new one. I wasn't really. I played
that one takes place in Norse mythology too.
Yeah, I played the demo for the first one in a jam-packed disc, but like I never actually played any of the original God of Wars. I only played the new
Is
soft reboot.
Kratos Roman or Greek?
I think he's Greek, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of the Romans basically just took their gods
The game
from the Greeks.
the series like kind of starts off with Kratos killing Ares, and that's why he becomes the God of War.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, the
Astrology,
Romans stole
that's-
everything
again,
from the Greeks anyway. So.
But the real reason that question just came up because I was going to talk about a book I listened to recently. It was all about the fall of the Roman Empire. Not like once it was falling, but like the stuff that led up to the Roman Empire like collapsing.
So kind of like the history of like the collapse of the like not the infrastructure obviously of the Roman Empire, but like the whole system that made the Roman Empire what it is.
Yeah, it was like if you think of it like a tower of like
A house of cards.
a house of cards.
Yeah.
The book I was listening to wasn't like when the whole tower comes down. It was when the guy took the first couple cards out and it didn't quite fall yet. It's a bad example because you take one card out, the house
It's when
falls,
the guy
but-
found the hammer or found
like
the
Jenga.
bat. So when the guy found the bat that could swing at the house of cards.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just super interesting to listen to as like I like history. I like the Roman Empire. It's cool and interesting. And it's very, there's a saying that like history is instructive. Mm-hmm. And it's just interesting to see there's like a lot of parallels between what caused the Roman Empire to fail and what people say like late stage capitalism and stuff is doing these days in the West and America and stuff.
Here's Mike's commie stuff. Yeah.
Well, there's a big theory of like how time kind of like history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're destined to do this forever kind of thing.
It's what happened. Every big empire must fall, right? It's just that's the way it goes. And the other book I recently listened to, or actually, you know what, Cole, you go next because
no, we're taking turns. It's your turn.
Oh, I get 2 in a row.
Yeah.
I listened to another fascinating book recently, and this one was all about salt.
Wow. I shouldn't have let you go.
Yeah, you shouldn't have let me cook. Yeah.
Everyone just shut the podcast off.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
what did you learn about salt?
Man, it was kind of overwhelming. It was the driest book I've ever listened to, but it was kind of fascinating at the same time.
Seems appropriate.
Was
for
it salty?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't say.
Were you salty after reading it?
I'm always salty, but it's again kind of cool because like you wouldn't think of salt as like something that's important, but like
it was though.
It was incredibly important up until like very recently in history.
It was instrumental in the collapse of the Roman Empire. That's where he linked the two.
I mean, yeah, like the salt trade.
Yeah.
Like salt and sugar were like some of the most important.
Honestly, yeah. Because like it was even like going through like the different classes of Jay's just dying here.
What are you laughing at?
I just think it's funny that I can activate your monkey brains just by bringing up the Roman Empire.
You're the one giggling about salt.
You're acting like a little monkey right now because I said salt. Anyway.
So, you know what's crazy about the Roman Empire though?
What?
How long it lasted.
It's nuts. There's like 2 phases to it too though.
Do you know when the Holy Roman Empire finally like fell?
2020.
No, it was like, wasn't it like 1400 or something?
1806.
What? How is that possible?
Look it up, man. It became Germany.
Is that one of? Oh, really? Is that one of those things where like technically World War II didn't end until like 1997 or something?
Yeah. Probably, possibly.
Yeah.
It could be like, you know, technically.
Yeah. Push up. Here, I'll do it. I'll push up my glasses.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that flash.
It's crazy. Like it Jay does his eyebrow thing. No, it was around for like almost half of like society, right?
Thousands of years.
That's crazy to think about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think of like the ancient Egyptians and like, oh, that was a very long time ago. Like the Romans were also there. They like conquered them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also salt.
And salt, yes. Lots of salt. There's like different classes of salt. I don't know. It's kind of boring to talk about. It's a pretty boring topic. Pretty salty and dry, if you ask me.
Pretty dry. The salt takes the moisture out.
Let's move on to Cole's non-salty discussion.
So it's my turn to talk about what I'm reading. So I'm kind of going through like my wholesome, cutesy romance phase with my manga.
Has that ended?
It never ends. Yeah. I'm constantly looking. I read one recently. I don't know what it's called in English. It's called Goku Futsu no Fufu no Hanashi. It's basically about like a married couple, and they're just like really quick little chapters, and it's just them being cute.
That sounds nice.
It's very nice. It's very nice, like pre-bed read. You know, it's cute. It's nice.
It's a good category. He simply cannot hold himself back.
The summary on AniList is just the story of a very ordinary couple.
I feel like this is your genre, Cole. Is like the comfortable things you can just read a quick chapter of before bed. That's like Cole's favorite thing.
I just like being comfy, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm wearing like a jacket.
I mean, hey.
And dress pants.
Nothing suits you.
Are you actually
like
wearing the
suit.
dress pants too?
Oh yeah,
you got the full thing?
I got the whole thing going.
He's got the whole shebang.
Though. No tie. And then I'm also reading in terms of it's cute, but it's also, you know, a little risque. This one is, I believe it's called Go Home Akutsu-san.
Oh, is that the one? Is that like very short and it's about like a delinquent girl that always hangs around this guy's house?
Like she doesn't go home. And I mean, it's basically your like Takagi-san.
Yeah.
Nagatoro, the girl that teases the guy, but I feel like it's a little more.
It's got like a bit more of a mature edge to it, I think.
It's got a bit more of a mature edge, and I mean the guy doesn't necessarily like he's not really like, so much of a pushover.
Yeah.
Like he's just she's a delinquent, so she just like kind of like forces her way in, but he like right from the beginning he's like, okay, I'm just letting her stay because she's cute.
And like it kind of, I mean they all do this, but like later on it kind of strays away from like the like teasing aspect, and they're more just like a couple.
Yeah, the will they won't they now is kind of the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm reading. I didn't know that Takagi-san ended.
Yeah.
It's over.
Just recently, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did pretty recently.
So rest in peace to a goat. I mean, it kind of like, say what you will, Jay, it kind of revolutionized modern manga with the teasing genre.
It's the new tease type manga.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a massive thing.
I joke about that because when Death Stranding was coming out, Hideo Kojima called Death Stranding the first ever Strand type game. So this is the new tease type manga.
No, I mean Takagi-san, I think like I didn't keep up with it religiously. I mean, obviously that's why I just recently found out that it had ended, but I had a good time reading it when I did read it. I also do like the anime too.
Yeah, I think the thing that kind of bored me with it was like it felt very repetitive in like, you know, he would try and get the leg up on her, and then like it turned around, so she actually ended up getting the leg up and teasing him, and then he got annoyed, and I was like, for the first bit I was like, oh, this is fine. I mean, like at least there's like that kind of will they won't they, and then and then I found out that there was a spin-off where they're together, so like that's kind of not present anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So then it's just like, okay, when are they getting together?
Yeah. So
well, and in chapter 487, the manga ends.
Yeah. So I'm assuming they're together at that point. Is that the end?
Yeah, like the last 3 panels.
Yeah.
Finally, like.
Oh, you looked it up?
I just looked at the last chapter. I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
That's how I feel like it has to end, right?
It was cute, but like it's, man. A part of me is like, okay, thank God I didn't continue, because like, how long does that? How
long can you drag that out for? Yeah,
apparently pretty long is the answer.
Pretty long.
I am a little bit interested in the spinoff where they're like a couple and have a kid.
Of course, there's a spinoff too.
Yeah, well, the spinoff's been going for years too. Yeah, I'm curious about there was like hints to it in the most recent season of the anime. Like there was like flash forwards to them being adults.
Oh, okay.
But nothing official. I think there was a few like little bits of the daughter
of Chi.
Yeah.
There's a daughter
in the most recent.
I shouldn't even talk. I know literally nothing about Takagi-san except she has a big forehead.
That's that artist's thing.
That's his thing, and he's doing like I think 5 manga at the same time. Like it's
but they're
insane.
all ending because
they are all ending. Yeah.
The ninja one ended recently.
Takagi ended.
And then the Make Your Move Ayami or whatever it's called.
That one also ended recently. Yeah.
It hasn't ended yet, but there's like one chapter left.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess he's moving on to other stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's going back to hentai, I guess. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe
that's what he did before, Michael.
Oh, okay.
That's also what the Nagatoro guy did.
A lot of artists get their start that way.
The Nagatoro guy did too. Yeah, but I think you kind of get that sense from Nagatoro.
Well, I think Nagatoro was hentai before he tamed it down.
Yeah, because there was like the like primordial Nagatoro.
Yeah. There was like the beta Nagatoro.
Beta mode. Speaking of beta mode, why don't we hold on. I gotta blow the dust off of this one.
Wow, you
Welcome to the Game Corner.
Wow, you
Games.
really had to blow the dust off that one. That
It's
took
been
a bit.
a while.
Yeah.
Games, video games,
Video games.
board games,
Card games.
Mind games.
Mind games. Well, I'm playing those all the time.
If you guys have ever watched Oversimplified, every time he says mind games, like zooms in. Mind games. Somebody out there knows what
Someone
the hell I'm
else
talking
is laughing their mind off.
You
right
reminded
now,
me of something. So I was watching, just for like a quick aside for a minute, I was watching Kingdom of Ruin today, which is one of the shows airing, and like the amount of like quick zooms that were in that episode for no reason
I love a
whatsoever.
quick zoom.
Mike,
do a quick zoom on either mine or Jay's face right now.
No.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, no, like the amount of quick zooms in that episode, like I was like, I got to a point where I was like, oh, watch, there's gonna be a quick zoom right now, and then it does one. I'm like, yep, there it is.
Cole's still been posing because he knows I'm gonna. If I catch it, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I hope there's so many quick zooms.
That would actually be really funny. Yeah, but anyway,
games. What games are you playing?
Games. I have been playing Mario Wonder still. That game's awesome.
Right, that game was just recently released on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 64.
Is it going to come out on PlayStation or anything?
Yes, it's out right now on PlayStation 6. You can download it tomorrow.
Yeah, good old.
I thought it was a bold take that they released it only on the PS2.
Yeah.
It was a strange.
That was
bold,
a very
bold choice.
Very bold choice that they released it only on the PS Vita.
Tell me about Super Mario Wonder. Don't ignore my stupidness.
Super Mario Wonder is a very fun game. It's like one of the most creative games I have played in a while. Like the amount of thought that went into each level is astounding because like every single time you like grab a Wonder Seed, which is like the seed that or the thing that makes lack of a better term Mario trip acid. Every single thing in every single level is different. So like every time you do it, it's like a different thing happens to change the level. It's not, and it's never reused or anything. It's just like,
yeah, I've seen that there's like basically you can play every level like twice basically, like and it's completely different depending on what choices you make.
Like there's so much to do, so many different collectibles. So much replayability. I'm going for 100%, and like that's difficult because there's just like there's like not a gacha system, but there's like you
getting
kind of
indoctrinated.
You kind of buy these like stands that you can place in a level to like save people as like kind of like semi checkpoints.
And do you get to
like,
roll?
You roll for them, and it goes and it counts toward 100%. So like you have to go for that. It doesn't cost any real world money. It's just like
not yet
in-game currency.
Nintendo with the gateway gacha.
Yeah.
Nintendo's been doing gacha for a while though. Like they did Fire Emblem Heroes, which was a gacha game.
Well, they're a company. They want to make money.
Yeah. But yeah, Mario Wonder's great. And then I've also been playing. This is probably the big one that everyone's talking about. Suika game, which is the watermelon game.
I've been wanting to play this for a while, actually.
So
ever since I saw Ado was playing it.
What game?
It's Suika game. It's like
melon game or something.
Melon game, watermelon game.
You've seen
so many VTubers have been playing it.
Yeah, VTubers. It's massive in Japan.
It's huge, and like so it just came over here, and it was on the English or on the North America eShop.
No, not ringing any bells.
Not ringing. Oh,
Cole,
so to explain it,
to
explain it to Cole, it's kind of like Tetris in the way where like you want to connect fruits that look exactly the same. So like if you connect an like a cherry to a cherry, they meld together and make a strawberry.
Just like in real life, yeah.
Yeah, that's where strawberries come from.
Yeah, that's how real strawberries work. And so like if you do that over and over, eventually you get to a watermelon.
Naturally.
And the goal
Yeah.
of the game is to just like keep combining as many as you can to rack up points and get a high score, without getting too high and reaching over the top, because then you lose.
Yeah, Tetris.
Tetris.
I did Google it, Suika game, and honest to God, like 50% of the pictures are VTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like
it's
stunned
like-
that you have not heard of it.
Yeah,
Actually.
honestly,
Yeah.
like I thought Cole would be like, oh, I know exactly what that is. So
Yeah.
little surprising.
No,
but
I haven't been on the YouTube very much recently.
No?
so-
Oh, you gotta get
No,
you really
interesting.
like. I feel like with the game that you're about to tell us about in a bit,
Yeah.
it seems like that'd be the perfect game to play while watching like a YouTube video or something.
I have and I haven't, to be honest. I have been on YouTube often because, I mean, hey, when I'm playing a game and I want something on in the background, I'll throw on some nice Art Bell. Midnight in the Desert.
Who's
good.
What is that?
Art Bell? Coast to Coast AM?
Oh, yes, you're coast to coast guy.
Coast to coast.
Yeah.
Yep.
My hero now that I'm a broadcaster.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's your Hero Academia.
that's great. That's crazy. We're broadcasters.
Do we need to submit to the Canadian Broadcasting Standards Authority?
We should. We'd probably get some funding.
We'd probably get some funding, but then we couldn't say things like and
We can't anyway.
oh yeah.
You bleep them, you silly fool.
Oh yeah.
You silly.
Yeah.
Oh Jay.
Whoa, Jay.
Whoa, Jay.
That one almost made it past the bleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost,
close.
but
Yeah.
I got it
Close,
though.
But he got it,
yeah.
just like this
I
one.
got it. And just like this one, zoom in on my face.
Oh,
Quick zoom.
bastard.
Zoom in on Mike's face, actually. Like, get like
Yeah.
very personal. Like, get like right in there. Like, let's see what's up his
emoji in the
nose.
Discord.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mike's face is on a lot of emojis on their
Yeah.
Discord. Come to our Discord. Yeah, what else are you playing? So Suika game.
Suika game, Mario Wonder. Honestly,
Mario Wonder.
I downloaded that My Hero Academia Battle Royale game, and I've been meaning to play it, but just like Suika game, Mario Wonder, and Manga have been taking up my life lately, as well as a couple of different anime like seasonals and things like that. So
it's been a weird seasonal season, but we'll save that for I think
That'll be the next.
that'll be our
segment.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah, our next chat.
Are we talking? Yeah, that'll be our check-in though, right?
No, I mean like the next like we'll go through games and then we'll wrap
what
it up
we're
with
watching.
anime.
Anime,
Yeah,
yeah.
what we're watching.
Are we going to talk about seasonal stuff? We didn't. We should have.
I mean,
discussed
whatever
this
you're
before.
watching, whatever
Okay.
you're watching, man.
I'll
I
try to
mean,
refrain,
like
though,
try not
but
to.
yeah.
I'm gonna
try not to
I'm gonna
delve
save
into
I'm
it.
gonna save seasonal stuff for the check-in, but I'll talk about other stuff I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
it's your turn now.
It's my turn to game.
I pass the baton unto you.
As probably the least gamer of the three of us,
Mm-hmm.
I've basically been playing. I literally have started Final Fantasy VII Remake like probably 2 months ago at this point. I'm on chapter 7. I was gonna play it today, and then I just like didn't.
Okay,
So-
wait, what? What are you playing?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Wow.
What?
Haven't you been playing that for like
A year.
a year?
No, it's been like months. I only play
been
like I don't know.
Like 6 months.
I have a hard time just sitting down. These days, I have a hard time just sitting down and playing a game. I don't know what it is.
Speaking of not realizing the passage of time, did you know, gentlemen,
That it's November.
no, that this year began with us still having the spinning cube as our YouTube video?
Whoa.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like this has been this year feels very long when you consider it like that.
Yeah, a lot's changed here.
Yeah, let's change
A
here
lot's
at
changed
AniPro
here
Studios.
at the AniPro Studios, which is actually 3 studios split up.
Well, that
and
that's what,
2 studios and Jay's bedroom. So hey, listeners, just remember when you're listening to an episode of the Anime Protagonist podcast, you're actually in Jay's bedroom.
Yeah, and he's probably not wearing pants again.
Probably.
Yeah,
Pant
Do you
check.
want me to send
I'm
you
wearing pants.
I'm wearing
Pant check.
pants.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
Do you want me to send you a
Mike's wearing
picture of my
pants.
pants? Yeah, I don't think Mike's.
I don't
wearing
think
pants.
Mike's wearing pants either. He didn't answer.
Yeah, he didn't answer. I noticed that.
I got
He
a
just,
nice
like,
blue
did
Donald
this
sweater
Duck
on.
right now.
He
My
he
Donald
showed off
Duck.
the shirt, but like that's not a pair of pants.
Hey, check out the YouTube video. We'll find out.
Whoa.
Whoa, just rocking out with
Holy.
his you know what out.
Yeah. Okay, Mike, what are you playing though? I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah. Okay, you guys made fun of me because I play games really slow. No, the only games I've really been playing lately are I occasionally pop in Final Fantasy VII.
Mm-hmm.
I recently just got a bunch of games from the library to try to play.
Mm-hmm.
I got NBA 2K24.
Oh no.
I know I'm sure it's not gonna be good, but it's free, so I can play it for a bit. It's whatever. I got Celeste for the Nintendo Switch, which I'm excited to play. I've heard that game's pretty good.
Yeah, it's probably one of the better indie titles.
Yeah, and it's a fairly short game, which is appealing to me at this point too. Like I think it's only time to beat is like 8 hours or something like that.
I have heard I've heard it's a pretty difficult platformer though.
I have heard that too, so I might just rage quit at some point. It's possible. What else did I get? I got Armored Core 6, speaking of difficult games, from the library as well. So I'll be trying my hand at that for a bit if I feel up to it. We'll see. And really, honestly, the only games I really play like religiously are Honkai Star Rail, which Cole is now able to play.
I am.
And the Pokemon trading card game on my phone as well. That's pretty much my whole gaming experience. I recently actually accomplished something pretty powerful in the trading card game. Is I actually maxed out the battle pass. I've never done that before, and I like it because like the game is pretty. You can basically play the game for. You can definitely play the game for free, and if you like max out the battle pass, you get like. It's probably 50 free packs to open and like basically get all the cards you need. And they set it up so you can like buy all the cards you need with in-game currency. And you can't it's actually kind of a bad business choice that they make for some reason, that you can't actually convert your real dollars into this currency as far as I can tell. You have to like just open packs and then it's a weird system.
It's a kid's game. They don't want kids taking their parents' credit cards.
I think there have been problems in the past of that happening. So,
but there are things you can buy in the game.
Then
you just can't. Yeah, I know. You just can't buy the gems that are required for cards. It's very strange.
Maybe it's in beta right now.
It could be. Speaking of beta, how are you liking Star Rail though, Cole? Because I know you've also been playing that.
Star Rail is pretty good on the PlayStation. I don't know. It's pretty fun.
Compare to Genshin Impact?
They're different.
Yeah,
I mean, they're similar, but they're different. You know, like Genshin
it's an obvious comparison because like it's the same company,
they're both
style and everything.
Yeah.
But they're very different.
Yeah, Genshin. I mean, you know, it's an action adventure, combat heavy, hack and slash, good time. Whereas Star Rail is, you know, turn-based combat. I find it very similar to like Persona 5 actually in how its combat works.
Yeah.
You run up to an enemy and you attack it and that triggers the combat cycle. 4 characters in your team. I mean standard JRPG stuff, but yeah. Like I feel
Star Rail's kind of like Space Persona 5 and then like Genshin's kind of like Breath of the Waifu basically.
Yeah. What I do like about Honkai Star Rail is the music in it is great.
Yep.
Which MiHoYo usually does great music.
Yeah.
Say what you will about Genshin and stuff. The music in those games is great.
They're polished.
And the character animations are great in this game.
Yes.
And I love that they're like you're constantly triggering these character animations and they're just cute. They're fun. It's very addicting in that sense.
There's kind of not a bad character in the game too. Like that's what Hoyoverse does best is like designing these characters. And like I don't know what it is, but something about the world of Star Rail to me is just so much more fun and entertaining. And like the story's kind of more, you get more invested in it than I ever did with Genshin too.
Yeah.
I find that it's definitely easier to get sucked into the world for sure.
Yeah,
and care about the characters and stuff.
I don't know. They both have their place. I feel like I'll definitely go back to Genshin at some point. But Star Rail is kind of taking the passenger seat to my current obsession,
which is
Farm Simulator.
Not surprised at all. This has been Cole's obsession for like a month.
Yeah, I remember when Cole first brought it up. Like I knew what it was, but like I wasn't like it didn't really register that it was like one of those silly simulators that just kind of like releases as a back catalog game. And then like I saw you play it and I was like, oh, this is not what I expected.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, like, yeah, it's a silly simulator, but like they have the licensing for all the different tractors. So like my family were all farmers. So like I know like my grandpa was a John Deere guy. So like when I was a little kid, I liked the John Deere tractors, right? So now I'm like collecting the John Deere tractors. So my farm is all John Deere tractors.
Have you ever played Stardew Valley?
No, because there's no John Deere tractors in it. So when I was a kid, I had like, die cast, people had die cast cars and I did too, but I also had like a combine and tractors and stuff.
I also had a die cast tractor, but I think it was a hand-me-down from my dad.
So
not as big into it as you, but so what you're trying to say is that the big reason that you're playing this is because of the John Deere tractors.
The John Deere tractors. I'm playing with my tractors. I'm making my farm.
It's really like Cole gets to live his dream of being a farmer.
Hey man, being a farmer is not so bad.
All he needs is like that sun hat and then a piece of wheat in his mouth.
Piece of hay.
Yeah.
No, I've said it multiple times to people. Like, it's like I'm a kid again, playing with my tractors in my living room. But now I'm a big grown man, and I'm
playing with your tractors,
planting, harvesting, playing tractors.
I know I tease you a lot for the farm simulator, but like I love simulation games, and these games where you like slowly build resources and like build up like a basically like a business or something like that. Like me and Jay recently united over Game Dev Tycoon.
Oh man, that game was so much fun.
Yeah, I just love those tycoon games, or like these simulator games are great. Then they're just total time sinks, right?
Yeah.
Like SimCity is probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Never got into SimCity.
I love SimCity. It's so fun.
When I was a kid, I loved playing The Sims 2 on PS2.
Motherload.
Not The Sims.
Not The Sims. The Sims 2. And I think it's really weird that I prefer 2 over or the PS2 version over the PC version one. But like I just remember
weird to me too, yeah.
I just remember like your cursor was just like a giant beam from like that you would just move around, and like it was just like you would just like move a giant beam, and then like you would select one of the characters and then have to go around select something, but like you would with a mouse, I guess. I don't know why I need to explain that.
How do mouses work?
Hey,
I've played StarCraft for the N64. I know how this works.
But yeah, no, like every time someone brings up sim games, I always think of that giant beam cursor.
Yes.
Yeah. You gotta remember the beam cursor.
Yeah.
I mean, some other games I've been playing. I recently purchased, but I haven't really delved into it, is the new Fate game, Fate Samurai Remnant. That I'm looking forward to getting into that one. I also played a couple Cyberpunk games. I played Valhalla, or VA11 Hall A. Remember the other day you guys were over, we were playing White Schwartz, and I put on like some like cyberpunk-y music.
Yeah.
That's the soundtrack to that game.
Oh, it was good. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a visual novel, but its shtick is that you like mix drinks for people. So like you read about these stories with people, and then they'll ask you to mix them a drink. So then you mix them a drink. It's fun.
It's always fun explaining games like that to people who don't play video games, and they're like, okay, hold on a second. You spend all your time driving an imaginary tractor on a farm, and then you take a break from that game mixing drinks for people and reading?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Just like, yeah, no, it's great. Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
And then the other one I played was Cloudpunk. Cloudpunk. It's another cyberpunk game, but it's kind of got this like 8-bit Minecraft-y art style, and you fly around this like hover car, make deliveries for stuff. Again, it's all about the aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then one I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I'm interested in, but I'm too scared to play it. because it looks gross.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen any like screenshots for that game Scorn?
No.
No?
The name sounds familiar.
Oh, Jay's gonna
Jay's
freak himself
Googling
out.
it. Yeah.
No,
Jay's
I'm
gonna
just
freak
curious.
himself out. It's like a love letter to that H.R. Giger art style. And if you don't know who H.R. Giger is,
Thank you. I don't.
he was the designer for like all of the alien stuff in the movie Alien.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's all very like biomechanical, sexual, like it's very like off-putting,
Okay.
but off-putting in like an interesting way.
Sounds like something I would like, actually.
You might, but it's very like
What's the game called again?
Scorn.
Scorn? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Like
It's
stone,
definitely-
but with an R.
Yeah, it's definitely like M to the nth degree. It's mature
Oh.
to yeah.
It looks like less fun Doom.
Yeah.
It looks like
Kind of.
less like cocaine fueled Doom, kind
Yeah,
of.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But the reason I mentioned that was
Berserk style art too.
the Alien Isolation is the free game on PlayStation this
Oh
month.
yes,
So
yeah, that's a good game.
scared of that one though too. What do you guys say we talk about anime?
Wait,
Because this
I have
is
one more
yeah.
thing I want to bring
Go ahead,
up.
please.
Sorry, you talking about that game made me think of a game that I saw recently. There's this game called Foxhole,
Okay.
and recently there was a like 48-hour. There's this. Okay, I'll give you a little background story. I saw this. I was following this whole thing on my TikTok.
It's like this whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, there's like
It's a foxhole.
Yeah.
It's like a war game, and you have these little like basically like you can control land in it, and it's an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
So like there was these 4 islands with an island in the middle of them, and the blue team controlled all the islands on the outside, and this I forget what they're called, but the silver team or something controlled the island in the middle.
Yeah.
So the blue team basically like gathered up and they were like launched an assault to finally take this middle island.
Mhm.
And that was like on Friday or something like that. And the little island in the middle had no way to restock itself because they had no resources. They had no respawn points. They were basically just like this little, like they were doomed. They were completely doomed. They're like
Right.
the soldiers from Sparta, which is a bit of
Yeah.
like a teaser for what's going to happen here. And basically they were able to fend off this onslaught of like this much bigger army and like control this little island until the end. And it's just like this crazy story, and it lasted like 48 hours straight of real world time of
It's like
people.
the Alamo.
The people were saying like there was only one way that they could like respawn after they died. They would have to like someone would have to carry their corpse to the medic tent, and they would randomly select like 6 people per hour to respawn. And they like would say like it was like an honor to get thrown in the pile or something like that. It was just like this crazy little bit of like internet history. And if you're at least a little bit interested in it, just look it up. The game's called Foxhole, and I think it's like Team Silver, Island Silver or something.
Okay.
Now, yes,
I might look that up. Let's
It's
talk
cool.
about anime because we
Cole, I have a question for you
yeah.
actually. What is anime?
what a reliable and trusty meme we have there.
yes. What is anime, Jay? Why don't you tell me? Because it's your turn first.
Anime is straight from Japan, not kids stuff. Yeah, totally unexpected. Yeah, I've been aside from seasonal anime.
Why don't you tell us what anime is?
I just did. It's straight from Japan, totally unexpected, not kids stuff.
Anime is life.
Sign up for the Anime Network now. It totally still exists.
Sign up for our
Very
Discord.
lackluster.
Yeah.
Join our Discord, and why don't you tell us what anime is there? Yeah, no, I've been watching one show outside of the seasonal stuff that we'll get to when we do our seasonal check. When we do our check-in, come back for the seasonal check-in, find out what we're enjoying, what we're not enjoying, what we are interested in but haven't started yet, and everything in between. Attack on Titan starts in a couple days. I think tomorrow, as of recording.
It'll be last week.
Yeah.
So the world will have ended.
We'll have yeah. The rumbling will
Wasn't
have
that crazy when that thing happened?
Yes. You know what's actually kind of crazy I saw today?
What?
Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
The anime has aired for 13 years,
Yes.
which is the lifespan of a Titan.
Of J.
Of J, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna die when I'm 13.
The anime is also broken up into 9 story arcs. There are 9 Titans.
There's 9, the Titan shifters.
That's crazy. What's going on? That's cool. That's a cool little nugget to drop.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue, Jay.
Well,
what's the one anime you're watching?
Yeah, speaking of tales, let me tell you a tale of a show called Sugar Apple Fairy Tale.
I've
Tell
seen
me.
you've been watching this on your
I've been
anime list,
watching
yes.
I've been watching a lot of this, and so I'm really enjoying the show. It is a shoujo anime based on a light novel. It's basically set in this world that where like fairies are like a prominent thing, but they're they're enslaved by humanity. And the main girl is a sugar pâtissier, I think is the term that they use. And she basically makes like these confectionaries out of sugar apples, which is like a very sweet sugar that fairies love.
Okay.
And so like it's kind of her journey to like live up to the same level that her mom was for being a sugar
Apple Fairy Tale.
Apple Fairy Tale, yeah. And then there's like just a bunch of other stuff that happens that kind of adds to it. Like she meets this fairy that's a warrior fairy, and so she hires him to kind of be her bodyguard because she's traveling, and they kind of meet, and then shoujo stuff happens. It's just a good shoujo time.
I'll show Joe you
These nuts. I thought that's where you're going with it.
Yeah, I thought that's where Cole was going too.
Yeah.
Ow!
Cole, are you still hurt from falling on your butt?
Yes, I think that might be what it's from. I hadn't even pieced that together. I fell
Cole
last
broke a
weekend,
rib.
ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
You could
and then I've
probably
been
like
coughing.
pursue legal action for that.
And then I've been coughing nonstop in case you couldn't hear me on this episode. And now whenever I cough, it hurts in my ribs. So I don't know. Maybe I hurt myself when I fall down. Go boom.
Maybe you did.
Maybe I did.
It was a
You
good
did.
boom boom for sure.
It was apparently a good boom. I didn't see it. I only felt it
Mm-hmm.
on my bum.
The guy behind us was very concerned for you.
Yeah.
And
well,
probably also partially because like you almost took him out.
that
And then
was
he
the plan.
scooted away pretty quick though.
That was the plan, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he scooted away when I like brushed him off. I'm like, get away from me.
Get away from me, creep.
Filthy old
Do you have
man.
any idea who I am?
I am the progenitor of the Anime Protagonist podcast.
I almost dropped your full name, your full legal name there. I didn't. Yeah.
I hope you bleep that out.
Of course I'm going to bleep that out. I live at
Things will get real rough if Cole like phones this edit in.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried, honestly.
Ultra docs. Yeah.
Let's make sure
Yeah.
make sure you bleep out your full name and address and social insurance number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, don't put that in there. We don't need to know that.
I don't
one.
know my social insurance
Yeah,
number.
if you know
I
offhand,
do.
you're strong.
Do
I
you?
do, yeah.
Of course Jay does. Look at him.
Yeah, it's
He knows these things.
I'm not gonna say it.
You just did.
You just did.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Remember to
Bleep that out, please.
Okay, Jay's
Name.
been watching Sugar Apple Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
I have been watching The Oneth Pizza. And Goblin Slayer. Where do you want me to, which one do you want me to start
Goblin
with?
Slayer.
Which one do you want me to start with?
Goblin D's nuts.
Oh! Yeah, Goblin Slayer. I watched season 1 and the movie to like. I love that. Also, that's another anime I've been watching is Kami-sama Kiss or Kami-sama Hajimasta.
Is that what that's from?
And yeah, I didn't realize that drop. I don't know about the wow part, but like the sound effect is from that show. I don't know if it's like a
I think it's a generic thing
clip.
because they use it in Fairy Tail too.
Okay, so it's just a generic thing. But they use it all the time in that show, and it's like every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, it's that famous Twitch clip.
Yeah.
It's that thing.
Yeah, that famous drop. Yes,
he does
Goblin
like the
Slayer.
soy face and points like.
I wish
What
your
face?
mic wasn't in the middle of your face for that.
Yeah, could you
Why
do
is
that
your
again?
mic like right on your face for this whole episode, by the way?
Which face was that?
What are you talking about?
Oh.
Ugh.
I don't need to know Jay's bedroom voice.
Yeah.
Especially with the headphones on. That was too much.
What are you talking about?
Stop that.
Is this good? Is this good ASMR for the listeners?
No.
No, it's not.
How about now? Is this good ASMR?
Stop.
Jay, I'm going to have to put like timestamps and like warnings for this.
Wrong.
Wrong. Incorrect. What was I saying? Goblin Slayer. Actually pretty good.
Goblin D's nuts.
Yeah,
Goblin
D's
D's
nuts.
nuts.
I started watching it because in one of our watch parties, I think Mexi and Cole, or was it Jay? Somebody was telling me that Goblin Slayer actually was quite good and that I would
Wasn't me.
enjoy it.
I like it.
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was pretty good. It was like almost. I laughed a lot at it. I hope that's how it's meant to be taken because like the main character, it's like honestly hilarious. I'd love to play a drinking game where you drink every time he says, I'm gonna kill some goblins.
Yeah, it comes off to me like a 13-year-old's D&D campaign.
Basically, yeah. It's like he's like your typical character who's like only has one motivation and it's killing goblins.
Yeah.
And like it kind of is
slaying-
aware that it's stupid, but it's like it's good. It's a good time.
He's slaying goblins, man.
Literally, Cole, there's like how much did you finish it or did you just like drop it? I don't know.
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't watched a single episode of it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm saying it wasn't me who told you to watch it.
There's like epic moments in the show where like there's like a big battle about to happen and they're like, where is he? Where's the Goblin Slayer? And then someone looks at the camera and they're like, where do you think he is? He's slaying goblins. And it's like just awesome. Or like he goes to like kill another goblin and he's like, time to kill some goblins because I'm the Goblin Slayer. It's I don't know. It's
what else
sick.
would he be
I
doing?
think I'm curious, Mike. I'm assuming you watched the dub for Goblin Slayer.
Of course I did. Yeah, it's
okay.
actually a good dub. Yeah.
I don't think it had the same nuance in the sub because like it felt a little more serious than that in when I was watching it.
It's delivered serious. It's just how do you not laugh at that?
Yeah.
Is how I took it.
Yeah, no, like just like the vibe and environment didn't really come across the same like ironic seriousness, if you know what I mean.
I mean, with a name like Goblin Slayer, like what else would he be doing? It's
There's
like where is the grass cutter? He's cutting grass.
That reminds me
exactly,
of reminds me of ghost stories where they're like drive the bus
driver. Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about that line. That's good. That should be a drop.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is that Goblin Slayer is maybe not for the faint of heart because it does have some pretty mature subject matter.
It does say at the beginning of every episode, like that kind of viewer discretion is advised. And at the same time, it did have that big controversy for like the first episode stuff.
Listen, I grew up watching America's Most Wanted. Every episode started with viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah.
It freaked me out. I'm screwed up because of it. My name is
What if you just like went into the outro from My Name Is
from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
And this has been the Anime Protagonist Podcast.
Yeah.
Signing off for the last time.
The other thing I've been watching has been One Piece. Kami-sama Kiss, by the way, it's very good. It's maybe a little too shoujo for me. I don't know. I find myself having a hard time getting into it, but Shazena absolutely like went berserk for it and loves it, and we're collecting the manga.
I thought, wait, she's watching
God.
Berserk? I thought she was watching Kami-sama Kiss.
Yeah. Good funny joke, Jay. One Piece has been like incredible lately,
Jay.
though. I'm like elbow deep in the Wano arc now, and it's on. I don't know what happened at Toei, or is it Toei that does One Piece, right?
Yeah,
is?
it's Toei.
Yeah. I always get it mixed up for some reason with Sunrise. They like somehow some at Toei was basically like, listen, this arc's about Japan.
We're going in.
We're going in. We're going to actually treat this like not just like serialized, super long running anime that we just devote as little budget to as possible because people will still watch it. They went all the way in.
Yeah,
it's
like I mean,
it's great.
You look at stuff like not even talking about Gear 5, but like stuff like the Red Rock thing where like he first punches Kaido, or like just like early fight stuff, like that looks good.
Yeah. Like where I'm at is where they just got to Kaido's fortress. The raid on Onigashima or whatever it's called.
Is this the episode where you guys just spoil stuff for each other?
Well, I mean, I can't spoil things for Jay, but he sure can spoil things for me, that silly little goose.
You did spoil stuff for him earlier.
Yeah.
Did I?
When we
What
were
did I
talking
spoil
about
for
Alice
him?
in Borderland. You spoiled it for
that's like in the first volume stuff. Like that's not even. I'm surprised you didn't know that already. Actually,
No, I didn't.
He knew.
I didn't know.
I think his brain is growing. His head is growing.
Yeah,
Remember that scene in the Hulk where that guy is having that stuff
Turns
drip
into the
on his
Hulk?
head? And his head grows. Whatever.
Remember that
Which
scene
Hulk?
in the
There's been
Hulk?
so
where
many Hulks.
The Incredible
Hulk.
Hulk with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
When he when the guy first starts turning into Abomination.
No. It was like some doctor.
Oh, was it?
He was
the
turning into the leader, but then it just never went anywhere.
Oh, yes. Yes,
It
I know
was
what
just
you're
like
talking
a
about.
throwaway scene.
Yeah.
But it always stuck with me because it's like.
It was honestly like probably a plan at one point, but then they were like, "Oh, Hulk doesn't make us money. Let's not do that."
Yeah. I love watching Mike when Jay and I go off into just our tangents and he just sits there like,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't remember the movie very well. I always found it weird though that Ruffalo never got a Hulk movie.
well, I mean, he was the guy who was recast for Edward Norton. It's the same character.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like Don Cheadle being recast for Rhodey.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know who that is. Cole, what anime have you been watching?
Oh, you were done with One Piece?
Yeah, we're running long. I'll cut it there.
Okay. I'm not watching anything.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the anime.
Yeah, thank you for listening to the anime. No, I'm not watching anything that's not seasonal. I guess I could say I've watched a few episodes of Eminence and Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you guys showed us that clip at our watch party of him getting like
bodied.
beaten.
Yeah.
But that clip was edited poorly that you guys showed.
Yeah.
He was doing it all on purpose.
Yes.
Where that clip made it look like he was just getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
After I showed that clip to you, I was kind of like, oh, that didn't do as good of a job as I thought.
Like he was on purposely like throwing himself back and biting down on like blood pellets and stuff.
Yeah. You need the context of that he's actually incredibly strong.
Yeah.
But
It just
he
looked
wants
like
to
he was
be
getting
weak.
his butt kicked. It's a good time. I'm struggling to find time to do everything that I want to do.
Spoilers.
So I haven't really been
anime of the season.
Oh, hey,
Whoa.
relax. Do I
Jay
gotta
just
bleep that out too?
Jay cannot resist spoiling things.
Yeah, and then of course seasonal stuff, but we'll talk about that in a few weeks, I think. Yeah, I haven't really been watching much anime. My Star Wars watch is kind of petered out as well.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
How far did you get
me
before
too.
you kind of fell off?
I still got to watch episode 6, so just the last one.
And you got to Empire. You're kind of at the peak now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Just like this podcast, episode 100, the peak of this podcast. Add that to the bingo card where we call our podcast bad. It's just
That should be on the bingo card, actually.
that was nominated to be on the bingo
said,
card.
Put it on the bingo card. Yeah.
It was Cole says March Comes In Like a Lion is the best anime.
Mm-hmm.
Mike talks about Jay's feet.
They're lovely.
Didn't happen this episode.
We're getting close to seeing them actually, because we're I think like 230 something in YouTube subscribers. We're only 50 away, so that is exciting.
Jay, get ready. And then I think the other one was we talk about how bad our podcast is.
Yep.
New soundboard drop that is never heard again.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not really watching anything. I know it sounds like a joke where I'm just moving us along, but I'm seriously not watching anything that's not seasonal, I should say.
Are you going to do your Toradora rewatch?
I was just going to say my yearly Toradora rewatch is coming up, so
And you know what we got to watch soon? We got to watch Spice and Wolf, the 2006 anime.
excellent segue,
2008 anime?
Yeah.
I don't remember which.
I don't know what year it came out, but yeah, Spice and Wolf will be reviewing in a few weeks as well. And next week, I think we're doing our Jungle Juice review. So y'all have homework for next week.
Yeah.
It's a manhwa.
It is a manhwa.
Rated on Webtoon. Is Spice and Wolf on Crunchyroll?
It is on Crunchyroll.
Yes, it is on Crunchyroll. Can confirm.
I had to do research
Dub
before
and sub.
I submitted it as a review.
I think the sub and the dub is on there. So
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Anime Protagonist Podcast. You can follow us on social media at AniProPod. Leave a like, review, subscribe, give us 5 stars. Tell a friend about us, please. We want more listeners.
Ring that bell.
Ring that
Just
bell.
For notifications on when an episode drops, so you can be one of the first people to watch us on YouTube.
Exactly. And if you want, it's a good time as well. You can join our Discord. Links to everything's at our website, AniProPod.com. We got watch parties over there. We got a bunch of games, chats, tournaments. It's bumping. It's a lot of fun over there.
Yeah, and like if you want to vote on like say our listener's choice and stuff like that when it comes up, I think we'll be doing one soon. That's like probably the main place that we interact with our community for sure. If you had to do one thing, join our Discord.
Join our Discord, yeah. And if you really want us to help support the podcast, you can do a couple things. So first off, you can join our Patreon. You get an early episode, bonus episode every month. You get an extra vote on stuff because obviously we have a vote on the Discord or on the Patreon as well. Special chat, priority, mailbag, all that good stuff. You also get shouted out at the end of every episode, like these wonderful people: Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Brain Dead, B-Dog, Super Mexi, Peach, Frama, Kratost, and Just Juzz. This list is getting pretty lengthy.
Yeah, keep reading, boy, because you're gonna get thousands on there soon.
Thousands. Well, we'll have to. Well, listen, not to jump the gun, but we're gonna have to figure that one out too. If you also want to support the podcast, you can use our affiliate link down below for Tokyo Treat. You can get 10% off your first order with promo code AniPro. Woo.
Is it 10 or 5? I thought it was 5.
I thought it was $10.
We should figure that out. You can get a discount. We'll say.
You get a discount. Yeah. Well, listen, I'll clunkily overdub whatever we said to make us all correct.
Yes. They're very nice. They're sponsoring this episode and a couple episodes going forward. So thank you very much.
And of course, I also just want to mention if you have the ability to, please consider donating to our Movember thing to help support.
I got the numbers.
What are they?
It's $5 off your first box.
Oh, I'm way off.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, I was totally bang on. Bang on. $5. I'm going to overdub it with Jay saying it.
There you go.
Good.
Donate to our Movember fundraising. It goes towards men's testicular prostate cancer research and men's mental health and suicide prevention. So it's all very important.
Very good cause. Very good cause.
And it's I was discussing with Devin in our Discord too about how like some charities are maybe not so great, and this one's actually like a good one. Like it passes the test when you
passes my critical test.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll be back next week, but until we come back next week, we say, as we do at the end of every episode of the Anime Protagonist Podcast, $5 off. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Code
Cole,
AniPro.
Play the clip.
What?
The Remy bye-bye.
You said it.
Bye-bye.
You walked into it.